where Officer Payne's vehicle was, and where Lieutenant Manasek and then subsequently Detective Craig Payne engaged the suspect initially. There you have Brett Payne's cruiser, Lieutenant Manasek's SUV. And again, this was the area where officers ended up returning fire at the subject. We collected casings from this area. Just to point out, this utility pole right here is 145 meters or 476 feet from where the suspect was positioned. In this area, we located a total of 47 spent casings. The casings matched the brand known to be utilized by Lorain police officers, and the casings consisted of both rifle and handgun ammunition. Provided this image just so that you can, again, see the bullet impacts from a different location. Just wanted you to note the bullet impacts on the windshield, on the hood. A close-up. And we'll talk about scene 3. Scene 3 consisted of just Officer Gale's vehicle. So after he headed up to the staging area, he was transported away from the scene. BCI ended up collecting and processing his vehicle that was struck multiple times. Right here on the driver's side, or on the driver's door, you can note the multiple bullet impacts directly right where Officer Gale would have been. Back windows shot out. So we ended up conducting interviews with officers. I'm not going to provide specific details, but I'll do kind of a collective overview of what we ended up determining from those interviews. Officers reported hearing the radio traffic. Some heard the report of shots fired. Others heard, depending on when they got involved in the incident, an active shooter. Others heard officers down. Some of them heard all of that. Responding officers encountered an active shooter armed with a high-powered rifle. The suspect was observed in a shooter stance, aiming and firing at officers. Some officers reported seeing the muzzle flash, or hearing the gunfire, or observing rounds striking around them. Officers had knowledge that the suspect had already struck other officers with gunfire. The suspect continued to reposition, reload, remain engaged, showing an intent to continue to inflict deadly harm. One officer specifically recalled the suspect wearing the hearing protection that you observed. Officers recognized the suspect's actions as an immediate and ongoing deadly threat to human life. And in response to this deadly threat, in defense of their lives of fellow officers, 5 officers discharged their service weapons at the suspect. Gunfire was directed towards the suspect until the suspect was no longer an active threat. And it also has to be noted that several additional personnel, while at the scene, did not fire because they were focused on either extraction or rescue or other operations.